Today we're talking shrimp, not just any kind of regular over-the-counter shrimp. We're talking shrimp etouffee. This is going to be a pretty quick video, I do hope. So far what I have, mixed the vegetables already cut up. I got the Trinity, got the onion, the bell pepper, the garlic, that's the pope. Got some hot peppers, jalapeno peppers in here. 3 diced green onions, mix of Cajun seasoning, whatever Cajun seasoning you like, along with the old handy 2-step added in there, a little smoked paprika, and some celery seeds. Over here, I can't find shrimp stock anywhere, so I made my own shrimp stock. I did about 3 quarts. I'm not going to need anywhere near that, but 3 quarts of water, a little bit of vegetable stock that's low sodium, and to this I added 5 bay leaves, the top and bottom of a pepper, a half of a yellow onion, and it called for 2 cloves of garlic. That's not enough for me. That's just not going to do anything. So I added 4 heaping cloves of garlic because we like garlic in this house. And to that, I also seasoned it. No paprika in it this time, just the Creole seasoning and the 2-step. This hit a boil. Once it hits a boil, it will continue to simmer for about 40 minutes. And I think we're about 30 minutes into it now. So as soon as this is done, I'm gonna strain all of this out so that way I can still keep the water. And put these vegetables off to the side, and then I will pick that up and start showing you how I'm going to incorporate all this. Be right back. All right, now we got our roux working. This is a heavy 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil or lard, whatever you prefer. I use vegetable oil. This has been going about 2.5, 3.5 minutes. Just keep adding your flour until it gets to the consistency that you like. You obviously don't want it dark brown. You don't want it to start to burn, anything like that. That's where stuff's going to start getting messy. If you need to start going back and adding a little bit of more vegetable oil or something like that, have at it. This is a roux. You just want to get all these little clumps out of there. Get everything incorporated real good, still over nice, easy, medium heat. Just a little tiny bit more flour. Excuse me. Get this all incorporated in here. Then we can add our veggies. Once the veggies go on, we're going to let that go for probably about 4 minutes. 4 minutes, same heat, I guess. Bear with me. This is a one-man band right here. I'm going to use my phone to get these vegetables up in here. All right. Now here you already hear that there. It almost sounds like it's getting to the point that it's too thick, almost like too thick of a gravy. I've got beef broth also. So I added a quick, I don't know, 1/4 of a cup of beef broth, I guess. Get this melting down, Still too pasty? It's no big deal. I would rather it be a little bit too pasty like this than having to thicken down a little bit more, which is absolutely what's going to have to happen. Whatever, no big deal. Always keep vegetable stock, beef stock, low sodium. Always start taking care of your health, people. When it gets to the point where you can't take it, then you got to start taking medicines and shit like that. It's a pain in the ass. Get ahead of the curve, start cooking with a little bit less salt. You can use you can use things that are equal in flavor and not near as bad for you as salt, and it tastes amazing. So we are going to let this, I'm actually going to pause this for 1 second so I can actually use 2 hands. My pan's going all over the place. Get this to the consistency that I like, and then I'll pick it back up when I'm adding my spices and talk about what we're going to do from there. Right back. Alright, sorry about this, guys. I had to get this straightened back up. This is one of those things you have to thicken and then look at it. Thicken it and look at it. Thicken it and look at it. Because when you first add the flour to this, it thickens up fast. It almost seizes up. Then it'll start to loosen. It's kind of getting like a it's getting almost like a gravy consistency here, which is good, but I think for my purpose for what I'm doing for this, I think I want it to be a little bit more, I think I want it just a little bit more loose, because my feeling is it's still going to come back together. Worst case scenario, I can add another tablespoon of flour or something like that to thicken it back up, but I really want it to be right. I don't want it to be so thick that it's completely defeating the purpose of what I'm doing with the etouffee. Now, as this starts to thicken right here, I think this is going to be perfect. I didn't do anything but add the vegetables into it, added some beef broth, beef stock, just to thicken that back up. We're at a point right now where we can add our garlic and also add our spices. Again, garlic, it called this, for this part particular here, it only called for like a tablespoon. We like garlic around here, so I'm not shy about it. I've never made a dish around here where somebody said, "Oh my God, there's too much garlic." It just doesn't happen. Smoked paprika, cayenne seasoning that I like, and Cajun two-step, along with celery seeds. It's a Cajun dish, obviously, so I don't anticipate this not having enough flavor to it. So celery seeds, I think that'll probably do. Give us a nice little stir, get this incorporated. Now you're not going to have to stir this quite as much. I can feel there's no tension on the bottom anymore. It's not trying to stick immediately. It's soupy, but at the same time it still has consistency to it. It's not pouring out, but it's almost like a little bit of a runny syrup, and that's kind of the consistency I'm looking for. So with this, I'm going to keep this on here for about 4-5 minutes. Just make sure that I like where the consistency is going, and then we'll come back and we'll add the shrimp. As you can see how this could have got a little bit complicated trying to stir it with one hand. All I've done now is back the heat down to low. I put it up to 2. The shrimp that I used were already peeled and deveined. Just having shrimp shells in the house even for a day in the trash can is nasty. It freaking stinks. So I used already cooked, peeled, deveined shrimp. I just had to cut the tails off of them. By the time I added the shrimp and that last little bit of vegetable to it, this consistency is the consistency I'm looking for. It's not like soup. It's also not like gravy. I mean, that's not soupy, but at the same time, it's not like gravy. But the incorporation of all of this together, the consistency is perfect. It's exactly where I want. Enough where you can do noodles. You can put this over rice, and I added some more shrimp because I don't want somebody to go in there and go to get a big old bowl of this stuff and come up with a spoon like this. It doesn't have any shrimp on it. This isn't etouffee, it's shrimp etouffee. So I went ahead and added another 12-ounce thing of shrimp in there. That way, every single time you go to get in there, you go have some shrimp. The only thing I have not done yet with you all is taste test it. I normally wait till closer toward the end with stuff like this because most of the seasonings that I use in this, I have a pretty good grasp for them. Still have a lot to learn with seasonings, but these basic seasonings I think I do pretty good on. So I'm just going to test this. I did add some extra red pepper flakes in there also. I like my stuff hot. The Cajun two-step, the cayenne seasonings, and I added a little bit of cayenne pepper to it. So we'll see how it is. See if it's too blah, too sweet. Needs some salt because I don't put any salt in this one either. See how it goes. I can taste the smoked paprika. A little bit of heat from the cayenne. Flavor-wise on this is almost, it's not dry, but dry is the wrong word. It's bland. It's bland. So I'm gonna go back with Cajun seasoning because all the shrimp in there too is gonna absorb some of the stuff, and I want this to be a dish where you taste and you're like, oh hell yeah, I want to get some more of that. Add a little bit more celery seed. A little bit more of the two-step, because like I said, the smoked paprika comes right through on this. I don't know, not sure exactly why. I mean, paprika is paprika, but that comes right through. I didn't want to, there were bay leaves in there also. I took all the bay leaves out. The only other thing that I wanted to add was pepper. I don't care if your body can't digest it or not, blah, 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 all that crap. I like pepper. I'll put pepper in everything. But very, very basic ingredients. Very easy ingredients. And I think from the time I got everything out to start prepping everything, I think it took me, yeah, it's not the bay leaf. I think it took me 50 minutes. That was from start to like right now, where I'm just letting this simmer, make sure the shrimp are cooked all the way through. I don't think 50 minutes is bad at all. And I'm with the homemade stock that I made, just the bell pepper, the onion, the garlic, the jalapeno, and a little bit of the seasonings and stuff like that. I know dishes like this are a little bit salty, and when I tasted this, I hate to be the one to say this, but when I tasted this, I didn't taste any salt. Like, when I say no salt, I didn't taste any salt. And I can actually feel when my sodium levels are off and they're not doing right, but it's actually feeling pretty good. And this just completely tastes like it needs salt, because the Cajun seasonings I use don't have a lot of salt in them. If so, the sodium profile is very, 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 very low. So we will let this come up to a simmer again. I'll taste one more time to see what the ingredients taste like. And then best two things you can do for this, egg noodles. This over egg noodles, or this over nice bowl of like buttered white rice or something like that. Absolutely amazing. One of the best things that you will ever eat. And this is something that's good for a couple days, you know. Eat it like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Save some for your coworkers or whatever, and that's about it. Quick, easy, and put together, and give it a try. I'm trying other people's recipes and making other people's recipes my own. I like to see other people trying other people's recipes and making those recipes their own, and then do a collab about it. What do you like about mine? What did you not like about mine? You had to change yours to make it better. Put it together and see where we go, fam. See ya.